Over the past year on the channel, I've covered the few 2D platforming MMORPGs that still exist. MapleStory is still undeniably the most popular, with thousands of players online, although still not as many as the game used to have years ago. Next, I covered Tale, another 2D platforming MMORPG that at one point was actually MapleStory's direct competitor, but ultimately dropped the ball when it came to marketing and publishing rights. Lastly, and more recently, I also took a look at Soul Savior Online. Wait, I just said Soul Savior Online. Shit. Formerly known as Ghost Online, another more lesser known 2D platforming MMORPG that surprisingly has a lot of quality behind it, but just no marketing or steam to pick up the audience that it deserves. Well, over the past couple years, an indie developer named Chowmoon is looking to throw their hat in the ring with Soul's Remnant Online. Currently, the game is still in early alpha, with a free testing phase going on right now until December 5th. So if any of what I talk about in the video seems appealing to you, go to the link I provide down below in the description and come help test the game. Anyways, Soul Remnant Online began development in April of 2016. The project has been rather inconsistent due to the developer's real-life responsibilities, but I've been keeping an eye on the game, and with the recent open test, I figured now would be a great time to share my thoughts on the game. The project has shown a ton of promise, and even if it fits a niche category in the genre of MMOs, it's still a promising title. I've been playing this alpha phase for quite a bit now, as well as a previous alpha test that occurred a couple months ago. I gotta say, this game has a lot of neat ideas, and with the developer's vision to have a game that brings back the social interaction long gone from games nowadays, I can't help but be excited for what's to come. Well, let's talk about Soul's Remnant Online. Soul's Remnant Online is a 2D sprite-based platforming MMORPG. The game, at least from what I can tell, currently has no storyline, and for the most part, the mechanics of the game are the current focus. Currently, the game has a linear world map, monsters to fight that mostly consist of slimes, a housing system, original composed music from the developer that sort of reminds me of Undertale. Here, give it a listen. A monster mastery system, and a skill-based progression system with an emphasis on classless gameplay to encourage unique builds between each player. The world has a very Terraria-based look to it, having pseudo 3D looking sprites in the background with a breathtaking sprite art style. The plains areas will have the swaying trees and grass in the wind, as well as water that bounces and has some slight physics to it. Other areas like the deep sea and forest areas also have a similar detail to them, but I do admit some of the areas look very similar, but honestly, most MMOs in this genre do the same thing, and this is in early alpha, so everything is subject to change. The music, when it plays, is also really catchy, and like I stated earlier, kind of has an Undertale vibe to it with its upbeat techno feel, which I'm a huge sucker for since I'm a fan of Tale. Don't get me wrong though, Soul's Remnant may take inspiration from its contemporaries, but it definitely has its own style to it. Take for instance, its character progression. The current game only has simple combat in terms of moving around, jumping, and slashing with the weapon you have. Obviously, each monster defeated awards experience points, which will eventually level you up. Leveling up rewards two things: 5 ability points, which can be spent in 6 different distinct statistics: strength, which determines melee damage; dexterity, which determines range damage as well as crit rate; intelligence, which determines magic damage; spirit, which increases MP regeneration as well as your maximum MP; constitution, which increases HP and defense; and lastly, luck, which increases item drop rate and reduces the amount of experience you lose when dying. Leveling up will also earn you a skill point, which can then be used to unlock various abilities, which leads into further customization. Each skill will require a certain amount of skill points, soul shards, or potentially items to unlock. Once a skill is unlocked, the skill can then be ranked up by using the skill itself. The higher the rank, the more effective the skill is. Important skills such as gathering herbs or even crafting is also locked behind this system, so it's recommended you unlock those skills first before unlocking your true attack skills. Attack and utility skills can vary from a new heavy sword swipe to an ice magic spell. There's tons of skills to choose from, with more most likely in the works. Fortunately, there is also ways to respec your character, so your choices are only semi-permanent in case you want to change later on. One last form of character progression is the monster mastery. Each time you defeat an enemy, the number of kills of that type go up. Your rank of mastery will level up at certain milestones like 50, 150, and so on. Each rank rewards a small perk when fighting that creature. Rank 1 will award the ability to see the monster's health when fighting it. Rank 2 awards extra experience. I really like this mechanic as it gives reasons to fight certain enemies, even if they no longer give viable experience. The last feature that is in the game is player housing. Player housing is finite, much like games like ArcAge, where portals have to be claimed using currency each day. Once claimed, the player can then enter the portal and build their home. Souls Remnant doesn't currently have a lot of options for player housing yet, with only a few different furniture and decorations being available for crafting, but the feature is very much accepted, with the possibilities for expansion being endless. The game also has dungeons that can be explored with a party, similar to group dungeons in other games. The dungeons and even deeper areas of exploration all have to be unlocked or opened using currency and items. The main currency in the game is soul shards, which are dropped by enemies. Everything needs soul shards, so it's important to keep a healthy stock of it whenever possible. Overall, my current thoughts on Souls Remnant is very optimistic for the title. I think fans of MapleStory and platforming MMOs should give this game a shot, or at least keep an eye on it. Currently, my one major gripe is the character looks. I'm not really a fan of the Spectre-looking character models, but like I said, a lot of the game's current looks and mechanics are subject to change. Anyways, those are my thoughts on Souls Remnant, everyone. Like I said earlier in the video, if you want to go check the game out, you can do so on their Discord completely free until December 5th, where the game will be taken offline until another testing phase is announced. If you liked this video and want to support the channel, please like the video and consider subscribing to see more content like this. I also have my social media links in the description below, like Discord and Twitter if you want to follow those. Thanks for watching, everyone. Good luck to Chow Moon with Souls Remnant Online. I hope I'm saying that right. Anyways, I will see you all next time.